Okay, kids, it's time for one of your favorite Christmas stories.
Yay!
And I know this is one of Mia's favorite stories, too.
Who's Mia?
This is The Night Before Christmas, Kinton-style. 'Twas the week before Christmas in fantasy football land, and everything was going just as the dogs had planned.
Can you turn the book?
Their ball gowns were hung by the chimney with care. The tiaras waited to be placed in their hair. The receivers were all nestled snug in their beds, while visions of victory danced in their heads. And Drew in his kerchief and Cam in his cap had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, they sprang from their canopy beds to see what was the matter. Away to the window they flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new-fallen snow gave the luster of game day to objects below. When what to their wondering eyes should appear but a football team so fearsome, their eyes welled with tears. With a manager as fierce as Attila the Hun, they knew in a moment it must be Kinton.
Yeah!
More rapid than eagles her players they came, and she whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Rivers, now Lloyd, now Wallace and Dalton, on LeGarrette, on Jones-Drew, on Winslow and Johnson.
You're silly.
To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now crush the dogs, crush the dogs, crush the dogs all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up onto the housetop, the klutzes they flew, with a sleigh flew of whoopgrass and Kinton too.
And crush the dog.
And crushed the dog, you're right. And then to their horror they heard by the fence the terrifying din of the Jets' defense. As dogs shrieked and wailed and ran to their mamas. Richard and Jermichael were flattened by Thomas. Peterson threw Breeze to the ground, while Rivers was busy throwing 5 touchdowns. A heap of moaning dogs lay flat on their backs. The little puppy's day sure was looking black. Cam's eyes, how they watered! He sobbed like a fairy. His kneecaps were bloody, red like a cherry. Drew's pouty little mouth was drawn up in a bow, and he trembled and shook and turned white as snow. Calvin was searching the wreckage for his teeth as Antonio staggered out from underneath.
Searching for his teeth.
And the dogs were all panting and holding their bellies. They had just been smooshed like a bowl full of jelly.
Like this.
They were begging for mercy, the poor little pups, with Miss Katie screaming to suck it up. With a gleam in Kinton's eye and a twist of her head, the dogs were feeling enormous dread. She spoke not a word, but went straight to her work, destroyed the dogs, then turned with a jerk. And holding the championship trophy in hand, that proved her queen of fantasy football land. She sprang to her sleigh, to her team gave a whistle, and flew away. They all flew away like the down of a thistle. But I heard her exclaim ere she drove out of sight,
Happy playoffs to all! I'll win this dog fight.